Hey, what's good, everyone? It's your boy, Matt Diazable, doing some more album reviews. Thanks for coming on by. Today, I am checking out the band Destiny Bond with their album, Be My Vengeance. Oh, yeah. Destiny Bond is a hardcore punk band from Denver, Colorado, and they draw influences from Dag Nasty, Fucked Up, and Slapshot. If that's what you're into, you're going to get a similar vibe from those bands and this band. And with this album, Be My Vengeance, they do a good job of fusing melodic and punk, like hardcore punk vibes. They're not like exclusively one or the other. They find a good balance throughout this EP or album. And the lyrics and the whole idea behind this album is bringing up like community and just being having a place to be, being seen and feeling comfortable in terms of whatever your preference in life is, whether it is uh, racial issues, trans issues, um, stuff like that, where you feel like you might be excluded, just knowing that there is going to be a community for you and that there's always going to be a support system for you. And I got to say, that's a pretty good way to write any type of music or show any type of art. Being supportive is always a good route to go when it comes to making your art. You can never go wrong with being supportive because people love people who are nice and supportive to each other. So I'm going to get into this review of Destiny Bond, Be My Vengeance. The start of this album, Be My Vengeance, I have to say that it was a little bit on the underwhelming side because the opening song, Chew, had kind of like had some good punk vibes to it and everything, but it just felt really dragged out. And I know I don't know if it's supposed to be an intro song or it is kind of an intro song regardless because it's the opening song, but I was like, this is what Destiny Bond is really like because I've seen them live before listening to this. It just didn't translate that well. And as I listen more to this album, you definitely get more of a urgency in their sound. But this opening track is a little rough around the edges because it just seems to drag a little too long. So I want to play a clip of that for you so you can get a sense of how this album starts off.
Will help you choke on what you can't show. Different lives, different eyes, different sides till you're with it.
The vocals sound pretty good. The instruments sound not too bad, but it just feels so empty, devoid in a weird way. After the opening song, the songs tend to improve in terms of pacing and energy. However, I will say the songs felt a little bit clunky and not really the most cohesive sounding songs. It's not necessarily bad, but it's not necessarily good, but it's still better than the opener. And they're trugging along. And on the song "Losing It," like it's a good punk song, but like I said, very clunky and a little awkward in terms of like their transitions and their overall style. So I was still a little underwhelmed at this point in the album. So I'm gonna play a clip of that for you.
It's not to you. It's got nothing to do with you. Not for you. It's not to you. It's got nothing to do with you. Take it all away.
Like it's a little bit all over the place, but they do tend to find some groove towards the end of the song. I don't know what it is, but midway through this album, everything seemed to change. Like the playing got more vibrant, the songs had more energy to them. There was a lot more variety to the song structures. The quality of the sound, like the productions, like it jumped up. Everything was just sounding really, really good. The main vocalist, his vocals seemed to be like more, like I don't say harsh, but she was really like putting more energy. It felt to. It felt like there was just more of a bite to her vocals and her lyrics, and just everything was just firing on all cylinders. And I think a good example is that I was on the song Headspin. Something about the band and everything, they just get so aggressive and raw and just putting so much more of their blood, sweat, tears into the song, I feel, compared to the opener. So here you go. Tell me what you think.
Make it too cold. Making the only life you can imagine. One that doesn't break your heart, to make your head bang. The life to let your eyes.
Like they just like woke up in the middle of the album like, yo, we gotta do better, we gotta make a real good album, let's fucking go. That's what it felt. One of the strongest things about this band, even with the songs that were not the best lyrically, the vocalist, she's writing some good, it's not she is writing this or the band's writing it, whoever's writing it, They're writing some interesting pieces about like who you are in the world and how you are perceived in the world. And it's some pretty well written stuff that just makes you think about your place in the world and how the world affects you and how you affect the world. So the lyrics on this album are pretty good. Even though the lyrics are good at the beginning of the album, just like everything midway through this album, her performance, she sounds more experienced, has more of a raw feel to it. Like she's really coming alive. The guitars have more of a gritty and raw feel to it. The drumming feels tighter and bigger. The bass feels more fleshed out. I can't explain how much more this album just really kicks off in the first half. I mean, the second half of this album. I don't know what kicked this band into overdrive in the second half of this album, but whatever it was, it did a great job because they were just able to make like banger after banger after banger midway through the album. And I will say, even in the back end of the album, sometimes the drums and the guitars feel a little bit clunky, but something about it like kind of like adds to the overall feel of the album and just makes it feel really cool and raw and really gives it that punk sound. So I think it actually helps them more in the back end of the album, weirdly enough. The bass on Paper Cut and Blood Chokes sound really, really thick and add a lot to the sound of the band in terms of like giving it a nice weight and heftiness. And I think like just like the back end, I said before, is just really, really, really going off on all cylinders. Everything is just sounding really nice. Adding some more weight to the songs with this style of bass playing is just sounding really, really good. Just like the back end of the album, I said before, like the song Headspin and Blood Chokes, the drums sound either really, really tight and more vibrant, and then also they have like a bigger, bolder sound, and it just sounds incredible. Songs like Mosaic, Headspin, and Harmony have some really interesting guitar playing here. They are really, really tight in terms of like how fast they're playing, and they tend to switch up their style a little bit with incorporating some like echoey style guitars, some more gritty style playing, and then on the last song Harmony, I think they add like a rustic style guitar that helps switch things up a little bit, and like I said, really put some more urgency on this band's sound. Destiny Bond is definitely looking for vengeance on this album, and I gotta say it just took them a while to find it because the beginning of this album wasn't the most strongest thing, but they were able to stick the landing at the end, which in most things, if you're able to kill the landing, everyone can forgive you for a not so strong beginning. So I would say this album from Destiny Bond, Be My Vengeance is a good, solid 8 out of 10. Yeah. Links down below. Tell me what you think about this band. Like, subscribe. Really appreciate it. And thanks for coming on by. I enjoy these reviews and they're a lot of fun. So till next time, guys. See you in the pit.